Have you ever stood in the middle of your living room, looked around, and just felt stuck? Maybe there's a pile of laundry half folded, dishes quietly waiting in the sink, unopened mail on the kitchen counter, and a to-do list buried somewhere under yesterday's newspaper. You think, where do I even begin? And then maybe, just maybe, you walk away, telling yourself you'll get to it later. If that sounds familiar, I want you to hear this first. You are not alone. So many of us, especially as we move through the second half of life, carry this quiet weight of shoulds. I should be more organized. I should have done this already. I should have a home that looks like a magazine spread. But life doesn't look like a magazine, honestly. It shouldn't. Because real home-slaved-in home-shold stories, they hold laughter, memories, and sometimes a bit of mess. And that's okay. But here's the beautiful truth. Creating a home that feels peaceful, that feels like a soft place to land at the end of the day, doesn't require a massive overhaul. It doesn't require perfection. And it certainly doesn't require you to do it all at once. What it does require is one small step at a time. Today, I want to invite you into a different kind of conversation. One that's gentle, encouraging, and rooted in kindness. No endless to-do lists. No chasing someone else's version of perfect. Just a few simple, loving habits that can truly shift the way you feel in your space and in your life. These habits aren't chores. They're not tasks to tick off with a sigh. Think of them as little love notes to yourself. Each one says, you matter. Your comfort matters. This space is for you. I know that might sound small, but small can be powerful, especially when it's repeated day after day. Imagine this. Instead of waking up to chaos, you open your eyes to a room that offers calm. Instead of ending your day in overwhelm, you fall asleep in a space that feels like a warm hug. That's what we're working toward here, not perfection, but peace. You don't need a brand new sofa or a deep cleaning service. You don't need to throw away half your belongings or color code your pantry. You just need to start somewhere. And we're going to start together. Maybe that first habit is as simple as making your bed. Maybe it's washing a single cup in the sink. Maybe it's opening a window and letting the breeze remind you that every day is a chance to begin again. Throughout this video and this series, you'll hear small, real-life habits that women just like you have used to turn their homes from places of stress into places of sanctuary. You'll hear about little changes that made big differences. And I'll also share 2 bonus habits at the end gems that many women say have transformed not just their homes, but their hearts. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, I want you to breathe. Right now, deep breath in. Let it go. You're doing better than you think. And no matter where you are today, whether you're surrounded by mess, or already halfway to cozy, you can start this journey. You don't need permission. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need one moment of kindness for yourself. So, come sit with me. Let's take this one step at a time, together. Because a home that feels good isn't built in a weekend. It's built in moments quiet, mindful moments that remind you, you are safe here. You are home. Part 1. Begin the day with love. Make your bed. Let's talk about something incredibly simple yet surprisingly powerful. Making your bed. Now, before you roll your eyes or say, what difference does that make? Hear me out. This tiny habit, just straightening the sheets, fluffing the pillows, smoothing out the covers might seem like a small act. But for so many women I've spoken with, it's one of the most grounding, empowering things they do all day. You see, making your bed isn't about impressing anyone. It's not about making your home look like it belongs in a catalogue. And it certainly isn't about chasing perfection. It's a quiet ritual, a gift. One you give yourself before the rest of the world wakes up and asks for your energy. When you make your bed, you're sending a message to your own heart. You matter. This space matters. You deserve beauty and order even in the smallest corner of your life. It's not about crisp hospital corners or fancy linens. It's about presence. It's about setting the tone for the rest of your day. Think about how do you feel when you walk into your room later and see a bed that's neat and inviting. It's like a soft exhale, a visual reminder that at least one thing is in order, even if the dishes are still in the sink or the laundry is still waiting. For many women, especially in midlife and beyond, routines like this become little lifelines. They're not chores, they're anchors, symbols of intention and care. And here's the magic. It only takes 2 or 3 minutes. No need to overthink it. Just pull the sheets up, smooth them with your hand, and place the pillows back with a touch of love. Even if the rest of your day feels messy or uncertain, your morning began with a moment of care. That matters. And on those mornings when you're too tired or overwhelmed, that's okay too. This isn't about doing it every single day without fail. It's about doing it when you can. It's about building habits that serve your heart, not shame it. So tomorrow morning, I invite you to pause, just for a moment. Before you reach for your phone or rush into the needs of others, take a breath and make your bed. And as you do, whisper to yourself, "This is for me." You'll be amazed at how that tiny act can gently shift the rhythm of your entire day. Part 2. Keep the sink smiling, one dish at a time. Now let's move into the heart of the home, the kitchen. And right in the center of that heart, the sink. It might not seem like much, but the state of your kitchen sink has a powerful effect on how you feel in your home. A sink full of dishes can make the entire space feel heavy and overwhelming. But a clean or even managed sink? That's a whole different story. It whispers, "We're okay. We're cared for." Margaret, one of our viewers, once told me, "If my sink is clean, my whole house feels better." And I believe her. You don't have to scrub it until it shines or get every last dish done before bed. The secret is in the small, gentle touches, what I like to call micro moments of care. Rinse that one plate instead of leaving it. Stack those spoons neatly instead of letting them pile. Wipe the edge of the sink when you pass by with a towel in your hand. These aren't grand gestures, they're little love notes to your future self. And the ripple effect is real. When your sink is in a good place, cooking feels easier. Making a cup of tea feels like a pleasure, not a task. You reclaim the space not just physically, but emotionally. Because when we care for the spaces that nourish us, we remind ourselves, I deserve to live in a home that supports me, not one that drains me. This is more than about dishes. This is about dignity, about telling yourself that you're worthy of peace, even in the middle of a busy or messy day. So if the kitchen feels like too much right now, don't try to tackle it all. Just start with the sink. Let that small, manageable step be your bright spot, your anchor. Keep it smiling little by little and watch how your heart softens right along with it. Part 3. Handle it now, not later. Have you ever walked through your home and thought, how did it get this messy? A jacket on the chair? Yesterday's coffee cups still on the side table? A few books half stacked on the floor? None of it feels like a big deal on its own, but together, it creates this invisible weight that follows you from room to room. It's not chaos, exactly, but it's not peace either. What if I told you that clutter doesn't arrive overnight? It sneaks in slowly, through little decisions we delay. I'll put that away later. I'll move it tomorrow. Sound familiar? But here's the gentle truth. One of the most powerful shifts you can make isn't about deep cleaning or overhauling your space. It's about embracing a new rhythm, doing small things now instead of later. When you finish using something, return it to where it belongs. Hang up the jacket, take the mug to the sink, put the book back on the shelf. These tiny choices may seem insignificant, but over time, they free your mind from that constant hum of, "I still need to." You no longer walk past piles of unfinished tasks. You walk through spaces that feel complete, calm, and clear. This isn't about being perfect. Some days will be messy, some moments rushed. That's real life. But most of the time, you'll find that taking just 10 seconds to finish a task now is easier than facing a mountain of them later. Think of it as a gift you're giving your future self, a little burst of peace that adds up over time. Part 4. Choose what you want to see. Let's talk about something we don't always notice: visual noise. You know that feeling when a room just feels busy even if it's technically clean? That's often because there's too much competing for your attention. Every surface is full. Every shelf is packed. Every corner has something. And here's the secret organized women understand. Not everything we own needs to be on display. In fact, when we reduce what we see, we give our minds and hearts our place to rest. You don't have to become a minimalist, but ask yourself, do I truly love this item? Does it make me feel good when I see it? If not, maybe it doesn't need to be in the spotlight. Maybe it's time to tuck it away, pass it on, or let it go. Give your favorite objects some breathing room. A single framed photo on a clean shelf. A candle on a side table. A cozy throw draped with care. When we surround ourselves with only the things that bring comfort or joy, we start to feel it, too calm, grounded, and a little more at ease. So the next time you walk through your home, look around gently. Ask yourself, is this something I want to see every day? And if the answer is no, that's okay. Start small. Shift one thing. Create one little space that feels just right. Because your home should reflect not just what you have, but what you value. And when you choose what you see, you also choose how you feel. Part 5. A gentle good night to your home. Let's talk about one of the most peaceful habits I've ever discovered, and it happens at the quietest part of the day, bedtime. Now, I'm not talking about a deep cleaning session right before you hit the pillow. I mean something far simpler and far more meaningful. I'm talking about giving your home a gentle good night. Picture this. The lights are dimming, the world is winding down, and the day has done all it can. In that soft moment, you walk through your space and do just a few little things, not because you have to, but because it feels good. You straighten a pillow, rinse the last teacup, wipe the counter with a quiet hand. You turn off the lights with a whisper of gratitude. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. This small ritual sends a powerful message. I honor the day I just lived, and I'm preparing gently for the one that's coming. And here's the magic. When you wake up the next morning, you're not greeted by yesterday's chaos. Instead, your home welcomes you with calm, with freshness, with a kind of softness that makes you breathe deeper. In a world that moves so fast, these quiet, loving moments become anchors. They ground us. They remind us that even in the whirlwind of daily life, we still have control over how we close each chapter. Just a few minutes at night can shift your whole rhythm. It's not about chores, it's about closure and self-respect. So tonight, before you crawl into bed, try it. Fluff the cushions, tuck away the blanket, dim the lights not just with your fingers, but with intention. Tell your home, thank you for holding me today. I'll see you in the morning. Part 6. The Little Basket of Blessings. There's a small practice that holds more emotional power than you might expect, and it starts with something as simple as a basket. Yes, a basket. This isn't storage. It's what I like to call your basket of blessings. A tiny, sacred space where you gather little reminders of love, joy, and meaning. A handwritten note from someone who really sees you. A seashell from a beach you once walked barefoot. A photo that makes you smile every time. A keepsake from a moment you never want to forget. It's not about decoration, it's about memory and emotion. This basket becomes your soft landing place. On hard days, it's where you turn to remember that life is not just made up of to-do lists and headlines. It's made of moments, beautiful, tender moments that are worth keeping close. You can build this slowly. There's no rush, no right or wrong. Over time, you might take things out, add new ones in. That's the beauty of it. Like you, this basket evolves. It lives with you. Some women place it by their bed. Others keep it in a quiet corner of the living room. Wherever it lives, let it be a space that gives more than it takes. A small well of peace and positivity that you can dip into any time your spirit needs a lift. Let this basket remind you, you are loved, you are remembered, and your life has always held beautiful, meaningful stories. So maybe today's the day you start yours, with just one item, one memory, one little blessing. And watch how that small act of intention makes your entire home feel a little more whole. Part 7. Let fresh air in every day. There's something quietly powerful about opening a window. I know it sounds simple, maybe even too simple, but hear me out. Fresh air has a way of changing everything. It lifts the heaviness in a room, clears out the stuffiness not just in our homes, but in our heads too. And the beautiful part? You don't have to fling every window open or turn your house into a wind tunnel. Just a little crack enough for the curtains to flutter, enough for the breeze to whisper through, that's more than enough. There's something symbolic about that small gesture. You're saying, I'm ready for something new. You're letting yesterday go and making space for today. And when that new air flows in, it doesn't just freshen the space, it wakes up your spirit. Let's be honest, life can feel stagnant. We fall into routines. Our homes can get heavy with to-do lists, clutter, or just plain silence. But when you let fresh air in, something shifts. There's movement again. There's breath. I've talked to so many women who say this one tiny habit has changed how they feel in their homes. It's not just about ventilation, it's about vitality. Maybe you do it in the morning while sipping your coffee, maybe during the quiet of the afternoon. Just one window, one moment of flowet can bring back a sense of aliveness to your home and to your heart. So, tomorrow before you rush into your day pause, open a window. Breathe deeply. Let the sounds and scents of life outside meet you where you are. Let that fresh air carry a message. You are open to change. You are ready to renew. And your home is more than a structure, it's a living, breathing space that moves with you. Part 8. The door that greets you kindly. Imagine walking through your front door after a long day and being welcomed not by clutter or chaos, but by calm. That first step into your home sets the tone for everything that follows. And that's why your entryway, no matter how small, deserves a little love. This space isn't just for shoes or keys, it's the threshold between the outside world and your personal peace. When it's tidy, warm, and purposeful, it feels like a quiet exhale, a soft landing. Start small, a basket for shoes, a hook for your favorite scarf, a tiny tray for your keys and letters, maybe even a candle or a quote that reminds you, you're home now, breathe. Sweep the floor every couple of days. Wipe the doorknob. Open the door wide every now and then just to let the light in. Because your door is more than wood, and hinges it's a place of transition. And the way it looks and feels will either welcome you with warmth or whisper stress into your day. So turn your entryway into an act of kindness, not just for others but for yourself. Part 9. The corner where peace rests. We all have that one corner. The chair you toss laundry on. The desk that collects every stray thing. The shelf of, "Someday, I'll deal with this." And over time, these corners stop being neutral spaces. They become visual stress. They tug at your attention. A small voice whispering, "You're behind. You're late. You forgot." But here's a reframe. What if you chose one corner in your home and made it your sanctuary? Clear the clutter. Add something that brings joy: a soft blanket, a small lamp, a photo that grounds you, a book you actually want to read. Make it a space where you can pause, breathe, just be. This isn't about perfection, it's about presence. When we tend to even the smallest spaces with care, it echoes through the rest of our day. So today, pick a corner, listen to what it's been holding, let it rest, let it breathe, and in doing so, so will you. Part 10. The grace of quiet maintenance. There's a certain magic in the quiet tasks. Watering a plant, folding a towel, dusting the frame of a memory that still makes you smile. These aren't glamorous chores. No one applauds them. But they are the heartbeat of a well-loved home. And here's the thing. When we tend gently, consistent, your homes start to tend to us. A wiped counter says, "I care." A made bed says, "I value comfort." An emptied trash bin says, "I release what I no longer need." You don't need hours, just a few intentional minutes each day. Let maintenance be grace, not punishment. Let it be a rhythm, not a burden. Because your home isn't asking for perfection, it's asking for presence. So light that candle, close that drawer, straighten that towel, and know every small act of care you offer returns to you tenfold. A home that lives with you. And now, dear friend, we've come full circle. We've walked through simple habits, not to chase perfection, not to create a showroom, but to build something far more meaningful, a home that breathes with you, a home that lives with you. Because here's the quiet truth many of us forget. Your home doesn't ask for spotless corners or showroom shine. It asks for your presence, your care, your spirit moving gently through the rooms. Maybe it's the morning you decide to make your bed, not because someone told you to, but because you want to begin the day with intention. Maybe it's the way you pause after dinner, take a breath, and clear the sink, giving yourself a clean slate for the next sunrise. Or perhaps it's the moment you crack open a window, let the breeze roll through, and whisper to the dust and the quiet, "I'm here, and I'm listening." These aren't chores, they're rituals, acts of quiet love, and though no one may see them, you feel them. That's what matters. You don't need to change everything overnight. You don't need new furniture or a magazine-perfect routine. You only need one momentous, single, sacred choice to care for the space around you. Because when you tend to your home, you're tending to your soul. Each small habit we've explored, the folded blanket, the clear countertop, the fresh breath of air, these are not tasks. They are tiny anchors helping you return to yourself in the middle of a busy, loud world. And maybe right now you're sitting with a bit of hesitation, wondering, can I really do this? The answer is yes. You already are. Transformation doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. It happens in the soft rhythm of daily care, in the decision to do one kind thing for your space and for yourself. So I want to ask you something. What habit spoke to your heart today? Was it something you're already doing? Something new you'd like to try? Or maybe you have your own daily rhythm, quiet ritual that brings you peace, steadies your breath, grounds your day. If you feel like sharing, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. Because your voice, your story, it matters here. You never know who might read your words and feel less alone. And if this video gave you a sense of comfort, a bit of clarity, or even just a pause in your day, I invite you to subscribe. Join our community. There's always room for one more at this table. Just remember, you are doing better than you think. Your gentle efforts are seen, and every small, loving step you take brings you closer to the home and the life you truly deserve. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Let it come back. Then smile softly. And let today be the day you come home to yourself.